Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are so glad you're here with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, but I have to admit, I'm feeling a little slow this morning.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I feel like this topic is perfectly timed for me.
That is so relatable, that feeling of, wishing your brain would just catch up a little bit.
Exactly. Just move a little bit faster.
Well, today we are tackling one of the most common and I think one of the most frustrating experiences in communication.
Yeah, we've all been there. It's that feeling where you have the answer. The
Yeah.
perfect thought is right there,
Mm-hmm.
but your brain just decides to, hit the emergency brake.
Yes, and the moment just passes.
That's gone.
You're in a conversation, right? Maybe with a new colleague or you're meeting new people.
And they ask you a simple question, something you totally know the answer to.
Yes, like what's your favorite hobby or your opinion on a movie?
And then nothing.
The system just fails. Your mind goes completely blank.
You might hesitate, or you stammer a little bit, searching for that perfect word.
And by the time your brain finally puts that beautiful sentence together,
The conversation has moved on. Someone else is talking.
that moment to contribute, to connect, it's just gone.
It's gone. I call it the moment thief.
The moment thief. I love that because that's exactly what it feels like.
It steals your chance to sound witty or smart or, just engaged.
And the worst part is what happens like 5 minutes later.
Oh, the post-conversation realization. It is brutal.
Yes, you're walking away and suddenly all the clever, perfect responses just flood your brain.
You're replaying the whole thing in your head, but it's too late.
And for anyone listening who is speaking English as a second language, that feeling is, it's just so much bigger.
It is. It's magnified.
Mhm.
Because you're not just dealing with nerves. You're also, trying to find the right vocabulary, the right grammar.
It's a lot of pressure. And the sources we looked at confirm this is a really common, studied thing.
Absolutely. A lot of people struggle with it. It's just cognitive overload or anxiety or just a lack of practice.
But here is the really good news, and this is our mission for today's deep dive.
The good news is that this is not some magical talent you're born with.
No.
Quick thinking is a skill. It is something you can train.
Exactly. Like learning to play an instrument or getting better at a sport.
So today we are diving deep into how to think fast and talk smart.
We're going to give you some really practical tools that you can start using right away to, minimize that brain freeze and feel more confident.
Okay, let's do it. But before we jump into the first strategy, we have one really quick favor to ask.
Yes. If you're finding these deep dives useful, if they're helping you on your English journey, please just take 1 second to hit that like or subscribe button.
It's honestly the best way to support us, and it helps other learners find the show.
It really does.
And hey, if you have that one friend who always says, just give me a minute to think,
We all have that friend.
share this deep dive with them. We even put together a free PDF this time with exercises and grammar practice to help train your brain.
That's right. The link is right in the description below.
Okay, so let's set the stage. Why does this even matter? Why is thinking fast important?
Well, I think beyond just sounding good, it really changes how you feel about yourself, and that changes how other people see you. Think about a job interview.
Right, a high-stakes moment. The
Mhm.
boss asks you a tough question.
And you hesitate. You go, even if you're the smartest person in the room.
That hesitation can be seen as, a lack of confidence
Mhm.
or a lack of conviction. The sources were really clear on this.
That's the core of it. Research shows that people who respond quickly and clearly are seen as more competent and more reliable.
It's about influence. We saw this Harvard Business Review study that said speakers who are clear and confident gain more credibility.
So it's not just about fluency.
Not at all. It's about your professional and personal influence. But we have to talk about the biggest misconception here.
Okay.
Thinking fast is not speaking fast.
Yes. This is so important. Clarity is the real goal.
Exactly. And the sources used a great metaphor for this, the driving car metaphor.
I love this one. It makes so much sense.
Think about it. If you're driving in a city you don't know, you don't need to go at top speed.
No, if you speed, you'll miss your turn or, crash.
Right. What you need is the best route.
And the best route is speaking clearly, using simple words and sentences.
That's how you get your point across efficiently.
Yeah.
You're aiming for, smooth cruising, not high-speed chaos.
A smooth, safe, quick route. I like that. So what are the barriers? What slows us down?
Well, the biggest one we found is overthinking. This is the classic trap, especially for language learners. You treat the conversation like you're writing an essay.
You're rewriting the sentence 5 times in your head before you say anything.
And all that mental energy is spent editing, not actually responding.
And that connects to the next barrier, which is the fear of making mistakes.
Oh, I know this one well. You hesitate because you're so afraid of sounding silly or using the wrong word.
But the truth is, making mistakes is how you learn. It's not optional.
It's like refusing to walk until you can run a perfect marathon. It just doesn't work that way.
Right. And then there are just mental blocks.
Yeah, when you get put on the spot and your brain just freezes.
It's that paralysis moment, like when you open the fridge and forget what you were looking for.
Totally. The pressure just shuts the system down. But we have 5 strategies that directly address all of these things.
Okay, let's start with the first one.
Strategy number 1 is the deep breath reset.
This sounds so simple, but the science behind it is really powerful.
It is. When you feel nervous, your brain's fight or flight response kicks in.
And that floods your body with adrenaline.
And when that happens, the part of your brain that handles complex thought and language, it just goes offline.
It's like a quiz show contestant who knows the answer but panics and yells out something random.
Exactly. The panic brain takes over from the smart brain.
So the deep breath is how you switch it back on.
Right. A slow, deep breath tells your nervous system, hey, we're safe. There's no tiger here.
It calms that adrenaline spike.
Which allows the thinking part of your brain, the part with all your English vocabulary, to come back online.
I can relate to this so much. I had to give this big presentation last year.
Oh, yeah.
I prepared for weeks. But the moment I stepped on stage, my mind went completely blank. I could literally hear my heart pounding.
Whoa, that sounds terrifying. What did you do?
I just stopped. I paused and took one slow, deep breath. And I told myself, I know this. I'm safe.
And it worked.
It did. It broke the panic cycle. I started speaking slowly, just focusing on my very first point.
That pause is the key. It's a physiological reset button. So the solution isn't to rush, it's to pause.
That's a great takeaway. Okay, what's strategy number 2?
Strategy number 2, chess player thinking.
Ooh, I like this analogy.
Good chess players don't just react, they're thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead.
They anticipate what's coming next.
And we can do the same thing in conversation. We actually do it all the time without realizing.
Like at a coffee shop, you know the barista's going to ask what you want to order.
Exactly. You've anticipated it, so you don't freeze.
So the trick is to apply that to less predictable situations.
Right. If you have a job interview, don't just prepare for, tell me about yourself. Prepare for the most likely follow-up questions, too.
And this works for casual conversations as well. If you're going to a party, you can prepare a simple answer for how was your weekend?
Yes. It's the difference between being reactive and being proactive. You're doing 80% of the mental work ahead of time.
So you're setting up your conversational chess pieces in advance.
You got it. It frees up your mental energy for the spontaneous parts of the conversation.
That's brilliant. But what about those times when you're asked something totally unexpected?
That brings us perfectly to strategy number 3, pocket time fillers.
Okay, this sounds useful.
It's a game changer. Because silence in a conversation can feel really awkward.
So awkward. It feels like an eternity.
These are little phrases you can keep in your pocket to buy your brain a few seconds to think without breaking the flow.
So what are some examples?
Things like, that's a great question, or let me think about that for a second.
Ooh, or, well, it really depends.
Exactly. These phrases make you sound thoughtful and engaged, not like your brain is broken.
It signals, I'm considering this important idea, not, I have no idea what to say.
I use this all the time when I can't remember someone's name.
Ah, the worst feeling.
Instead of just freezing, I'll say something like, I remember you from that. What was that conference last year? And while I'm talking, I'm desperately searching my brain for their name.
You're buying time. That's so smart.
It works. But you have to use them naturally. Don't use, that's a great question, 5 times in a row.
Right, that would sound a little strange.
Just a little bit.
Okay, that leads really nicely into strategy number 4, which also buys you time.
It does. This one is the opinion echo, or paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing, so just repeating back what the other person said in your own words.
Exactly. And it's a win-win-win. It buys you time, it checks for understanding, and it shows you're listening.
So if someone asks a really complex question like,
what do you think about the new project's timeline and resource allocation?
Right. That's a lot to process.
So instead of trying to answer immediately, you can say, so you're asking for my thoughts on the new timeline and how it affects our resources. Well,
And in that moment, you've confirmed you understood, and you've given your brain a few seconds to organize a response.
Precisely. It's like asking your brain to turn on subtitles for the conversation so you can process it better.
But you have to be careful with this one, right? You wouldn't paraphrase a really simple question.
That's a great point. Yeah, if someone asks, did you finish the report?
Hmm.
You don't say, are you asking if I finished the report?
That would sound pretty odd.
It would. This strategy is best for complex, confusing, or maybe even emotional topics.
Okay, that makes sense. So what's our final strategy?
Strategy number 5, the 5-year-old test.
I love the sound of this.
This one is all about fighting that trap of trying to sound like a professor.
Trying to form those long, complicated, perfect sentences in your head.
Yes. But in real conversations, simplicity and clarity always win. Remember the driving metaphor. We want the best route.
The clearest route.
So you should try to explain your idea like you're talking to a smart 5-year-old.
You would use simple words, short sentences.
Exactly. It makes your idea easier for the other person to understand, and it takes so much pressure off of you.
So instead of saying, I have reservations regarding its implementation due to budgetary constraints.
You just say, I agree with the idea, but I'm worried about the money.
Wow. So much clearer and faster.
It is. You can lean on simple structures like, I think this because, or my opinion has 2 parts. It's about being clear, not complicated.
And all of these strategies are really built on one foundation, aren't they?
They are. The foundation is active listening.
If you're not really listening, you can't use any of these tools effectively.
Right. You have to process what the other person is saying in real time. You're not just waiting for your turn to talk.
You're building on what they said. It makes the conversation flow naturally.
Okay, that was a lot of strategy. I think it would be helpful to slow down and look at some of the key vocabulary we've been using.
Yes, let's head to our vocabulary corner.
First phrase, stammered.
To stammer means to speak with some hesitation or repeated sounds, usually because you're nervous.
For example, he stammered a little when the interviewer asked a surprise question.
Next up, overthinking.
We talked about this a lot. It's when you think about something too much for too long, and it stops you from taking action.
An example would be, don't overthink your response, just say the simple idea.
Number 3, mental block.
A mental block is that temporary feeling where you just can't think clearly or remember something.
Like, I had a complete mental block when they asked me to name my favorite movie.
Number 4, put on the spot.
This is when someone asks you a tough question and you have no time to prepare.
For example, I hate being put on the spot in meetings.
Number 5, clarity.
Clarity is just the quality of being clear and easy to understand.
In communication, clarity is more important than speed.
And our last one, go with the flow.
This is a great one. It means to be flexible and adjust to what's happening, instead of trying to control everything.
Yes. In improv comedy, you have to learn to just go with the flow.
Perfect. Try using 1 or 2 of those this week.
Okay, we have covered so much, but we don't want you to feel overwhelmed. We really believe in taking tiny, actionable steps.
Yes. The goal isn't to be perfect overnight. It's just to try one new thing.
So maybe today you just commit to trying the deep breath reset. The next time you feel that pressure building, just pause and breathe.
Or maybe you decide to use 1 pocket time filler. The next time someone asks a hard question, just say, that's a great question.
Yeah.
And give yourself that moment.
And we also talked about a great exercise you can do on your own to train your brain.
Oh yeah, word association.
This one is so good for training your brain to react instantly without overthinking.
It forces you to bypass that internal editor. You ready to try it?
I'm ready. Let's do a quick round. I'll start. Apple.
Juice. Summer. Beach.
Sand.
Castle.
See? No time to think about grammar or being perfect. It's just instant reaction.
It really trains you to trust your first instinct, which is what you need in a fast conversation.
It really does. Okay, that was a huge amount of information. Let's do a very quick recap of the 5 main strategies.
Let's do it. Number 1 was the deep breath reset.
Stay calm to think clearly. Number 2, chess player thinking.
Anticipate questions to reduce your mental load.
Number 3, pocket time fillers.
Buy yourself thinking time without the awkward silence.
4, the opinion echo.
Paraphrase to check for clarity and organize your thoughts. And 5, the 5-year-old test.
Keep it simple. Clarity is always the goal.
And remember, all of this is built on a foundation of active listening.
Yes, you're not inventing things from scratch. You're just building on the conversation that's already happening.
And the most important thing to remember is that this is a skill. It's not magic.
No, it's something you can practice and get better at, just like anything else. Consistency is more important than intensity.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being prepared and feeling confident.
So our question for you today is, which of these 5 tips are you going to try first this week?
The deep breath reset, chess player thinking, a pocket filler, the opinion echo, or the 5-year-old test. Let us know in the comments.
We really hope this deep dive was helpful for you. And remember, you didn't waste your time with us today.
You invested in yourself.
Keep practicing, keep learning,
And keep leaping forward on your English journey.
and please be kind to yourself along the way.
Bye, everyone.